The attorney for the group of Shanquella Robinson, this previous fall, is shooting the FBI's supposed absence of straightforwardness for the situation, taking note of the organization won't deliver the post-mortem results to them subsequent to declining to squeeze charges. Yet for what reason is that? Do you believe there's a more profound purpose for their choice to keep the dissection that is the thing we will figure out in the present video? Obviously, before any of that, ensure first that you buy into our channel and hit that notice chime for additional updates and recordings like this. Currently, we should bounce in the North Carolina local's end. Was it first credited to liquor harming, yet authority said in examination later uncovered she experienced a wrecked neck and other injury. An upsetting video showed one of Robinson's companions purportedly harming her. Without further ado, before her body was found, Robinson's family say they need admittance to the post-mortem results themselves in a meeting with the U.S. Child this week. Family regulation attorney Sue Ann Robinson, who is certainly not an overall, said the dress fashioner's friends and family are becoming progressively baffled with U.S. specialists' absence of activity for the situation. The family is profoundly disheartened. She told the power source their anxiety clearly about the warnings and the absence of straightforwardness in the examination. Yet they're not prevented. In November, Mexican specialists declared they were exploring Robinson's end as a manslaughter and gave capture warrants for no less than one of the Cabo the six companions. She ventured out to the hotel with simply a day prior to her passing. Then in April, the FBI declared it wouldn't seek after charges against any of the companions in light of absence of proof. Sue Robinson presently affirms the office won't give the post-mortem examination report to Shanquella Robinson's family. The FBI says we can't deliver the records examination results to you in light of the fact that the case is as yet open, since we are trusting that archives will be meant English that we got from the Mexican specialists. She said, which again warnings wherever in light of the fact that you've pursued a choice for the situation you've reported the choice freely to the family and to general society, yet you're saying the case is as yet not shut, and conceding that a portion of the records from the insightful document that ostensibly would influence your choice to charge have not been completely interpreted. Suan said Robinson's family intends to go to Washington, D.C. on May 19 to stamp 200 days. Since her passing, there ought to be a degree of criticalness, a degree of prioritization by the U.S. specialists that isn't there yet. She said, we as a whole saw what occurred on the video, and we are requesting that U.S. specialists step in and focus on the case and permit the removal cycle to stream, permitting Mexican specialists to indict the individual they've distinguished as the assailant in Mexican courts. In spring, the crushed family's legitimate group composed an extensive letter to President Biden, requesting that the immediate assailant in the pulsating video be removed to have to deal with penalties in Mexico. Since we really want an elevated degree of conciliatory intercession, we sent the correspondence to the most elevated representatives in our country. Suan said at the time. Suan likewise as of late made a trip to Mexico to investigate the examination. She let the Sun know that the underlying test is finished and that a removal bundle has been introduced to the U.S. government. It was a dreamlike involvement, with the feeling that I've been a lawyer for very nearly 17 years. I'm a previous examiner criminal safeguard lawyer. I have never needed to genuinely go to one more country to research for any family. She said accordingly bonds to Swan's assertions, the FBI guided the child to an assertion from mid-April, in which it said the conditions around Robinson's passing had been vital for authorities. Swan noticed that Robinson's family is as yet holding out trust that a fair consequence will be given either in Mexico or stateside. In the event that you missed it, here's beginning and end we know so far connecting with Shanquella Robinson. On October 29, 2022, Shanquella Robinson went to Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, with a gathering of 6 individuals for a getaway in late October 2022. As per a police report, a specialist was called to help Robinson on Saturday, October 29 around 2 p.m. The gathering with Robinson told the specialist she had been unreasonably drinking. The specialist kept an eye on Robinson and demanded taking her to the clinic with individuals she was with. Rejected. Robinson begun having seizures around 4 p.m. So, all in all, an emergency vehicle was at long last called. Endeavors to restore her. Robinson was conceived, declared dead at 5:57 p.m. as per the police report. While this is the story that shows up in the police report about the episode, Robinson's end endorsement said she died 15 minutes in the wake of experiencing a serious spinal rope injury and a messed up neck in late October to November 2022. Data gradually coursed about Shanquella in spite of the ruthless conditions. Subtleties didn't quickly emerge about her passing. It was only after a video started flowing in mid-November online of Robinson being thumped by a gathering in Cabo that individuals began zeroing and looking into it. Yet by then no one knew the area of individuals that had gone with Robinson, and specialists would not name any suspects for the situation. Authorities in the state Robinson died reported they were researching the occurrence as femicide on November 16, 2022, 2 days after the fact. The FBI opened an examination on Shanquella's case. The FBI concluded to do so anyway. Little subtleties have emerged about this substance's examination. Burial service was then held for Shanquella as many companions, relatives, and allies assembled to express farewell at Charlotte's Macedonia Baptist Church. Friends and family sported pink in her distinction, as well as armbands and pins with her photograph. On November 25, 2022, a capture warrant was given for Shanquella's situation. The state principal legal officer's office of Bata, California, Sur, gave a capture warrant for femicide. By November 30, 2022, Shanquella Robinson's dad addressed WTNC. Charlotte Bernard Robinson requested that Mexican specialists charge each of the 6 individuals she headed out to Mexico with, saying they were liable for her end. Robinson said the hardest part was realizing there was no way to safeguard his girl in her last minutes. Shanquella Robinson's loved ones held a convention to request equity. Many individuals accumulated at Little Stone AMA Zion Church in Uptown Charlotte to respect Robinson, his life, and request equity. A few city pioneers, including City Councilman Braxton Winston and Mecklenburg District Magistrate Pat Cotham, went to the occasion. On January 9, an inflatable delivery was held for Shanquella Robinson's birthday. Million Youth Walk of Charlotte and Salisbury facilitated the occasion. At Remembrance Nurseries in North Charlotte, many individuals made an appearance to deliver inflatables to pay tribute to what might have been her 26th birthday celebration, including Robinson's grandson. Right around 7 days after the fact, Mexican investigators refreshed the examination. Investigators said that they were expecting to remove a suspect in the country. Danielle de la Rosa Anana, the state's head legal officer, said specialists were centered around finding the suspect. He said they were working with Interpol to put out a red notification, which is a worldwide warning to be watching out for a suspect. In spring, allies went to Washington to request political intercession. Robinson's family was joined by activists and allies as they approached U.S. legislators to make a move. Lawyers addressing Shanquella Robinson's family sent a letter to the White House, and lawyers Ben Crump and Sue Ann Robinson shared a letter they shipped off President Joe Biden and Secretary of State Anthony Blinken that recognized a lady who went to Mexico with Robinson that they guarantee was answerable for her demise. The letter incorporates an 18-page parcel with her postmortem and unreleased reports from investigators and police. That very month, the White House tended to Shanquella Robinson's demise. Interestingly, let me first say our hearts go out to Miss Robinson's loved ones. White House Press Secretary Kareem Jean-Pierre said it obliterating happened later on. Shanquella Robinson's family lawyer promoters requested bureaucratic activity on the passing examination after a board about equivalent equity wrapped up on the grounds of Livingston School on spring 23. Shanquella Robinson's family and their lawyer vowed to keep on keeping up with tension on administrative specialists to either arraign individuals liable for her demise or remove them to Mexico by April this year. The Shanquella Robinson case wouldn't see bureaucratic indictment, according to Dodge, the group of Shanquella Robinson. And their lawyer said they were frustrated, yet not discouraged after administrative authorities declined to look for bureaucratic charges in the demise of the Charlotte lady. The case may not appear to advance any further, however. We might dare to dream for the best for Shanquella's equity and her family that is in support of today. We want to believe that you partook in that video, and assuming you enjoyed, you buy in. And hit that notice ringer for additional recordings like this.